It's time to go into our Grow Omaha News of the Week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport, which is just a little bit south of Dodge. And Eagle will help you with your pursuit of the American dream. We all want to have a great house to live in, and they help you do just that. They will shop the market for you if you're looking to get a loan, because they're not a bank. They're not beholden to one bank. They can look at a lot of banks. That's why they're called a mortgage broker, and they find the best lending solution for you. So sit down with Holly Schneiderwind or one of her team of mortgage originators at Eagle Mortgage. They'll take good care of you, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, Trenton, a couple big news items, and the first one that I want to get to is that the Union Omaha Soccer Stadium will not be built on the Gallup campus. We had got some intel about that earlier this week, published a little something about it in Thursday's Grow Omaha newsletter. Mike McKnight from WWT interviewed Gary Green, who is the head guy with Union Omaha, and he confirmed that it will not be part of the Gallup campus. People will recall that the original plan announced early last year was that this $60 million, 7,000-seat stadium would be on the grassy lawn between the Gallup headquarters and Abbott Drive. It would be part of a $300 million 18-acre mixed-use development that, in addition to the stadium, would have retail space, apartments, and a hotel. So there you have it. In the statement, Gary Green, the owner of the team, said they are actively looking for other sites in downtown Omaha.
Should we guess?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should come up with maybe a handful of potential sites that Union Omaha may consider now that Gallup is off the table. You start.
Well, this has been going on for a couple of years, ladies and gentlemen, and I think what makes the most sense, and everybody's proud of their ground down there, although I think it would be a good use for the site next to Gallup, I think getting more centrally located, such as the big UP site where you see the nostalgic trains that they bring in for the College World Series. So just across the street from Charles Schwab Field.
To the north.
Yep, on
Coming.
I think if they can come to terms with Union Pacific, and the ground's been sitting there for a long time, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. While I loved the plan that they put out last year for the big development of the big stadium on the Gallup lawn, it would have looked great, and it would have been a lot of fun. The one negative I saw to that plan is that it was a little too disconnected from the rest of downtown or the rest of North Downtown. So if they are able to go to the Union Pacific land that you're talking about, and if I remember correctly, I think that's about somewhere between 20 and 30 acres.
Sounds about right.
And it's just, not only is it north of Cumming, it's also east of Millwork Commons, which is just blowing up with development. And Millwork Commons,
they're building a big parking garage.
Not to mention, that should start this year. And that parking garage would be directly west of this land we're talking about. You also have the Disney Mule wrapping up construction in Millwork Commons. Construction has started on the Nova apartment building. It has started on the Frame apartment building. This year, we're supposed to start seeing construction on the Millwork Commons Boutique Hotel. So that would be a good site. But let's say it doesn't go there. What are some other options? You could have possibly Lot B, or Lot B or D, but I think that's highly unlikely.
It could be I don't think that the old UP site's big enough, is it?
Where the headquarters was?
Yeah,
no, not nearly. Yeah.
Okay. And then you got 14 or 15 acres, that Capitol, the old Civic site.
Yeah, so the Civic site is supposed to be developed by White Lotus. It's my understanding, if I remember correctly, that their agreement with the city requires them to go vertical by March of this year. That doesn't appear to be happening, and we're hearing a lot of chatter about something else possibly going to the Civic site.
But a big development.
Yeah, big development, whatever. Would that be Union Omaha Soccer Stadium? Could Union Omaha Soccer Stadium be part of it? We don't know.
So where else, Jeff?
Another possibility we could think about would be west of Interstate 480, east of the current Mutual of Omaha campus and between, say, Douglas and Farnham streets in that area. There are 4 empty square blocks right there. And some people call that the Turner Park East
They're grading
neighborhood.
something there right now.
Well, there's a laydown yard that has been set up on that land that will be used to tear down and rebuild the Harney and Farnham Street bridges. That's a Hawkins Construction laydown. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, their trailers are out there.
Yeah. So, because this year, I think like this first quarter, we should start to see demo on the Harney Street Bridge. They'll rebuild that and then next year do the Farnham Street Bridge. But that could be a possible spot. Now, So I think sometimes people, when they hear these things fall through, like, they should have known it. This was ridiculous. I just want to remind people that when you're talking about projects that are tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, there's a lot that goes into it. And acquiring this land from Gallup would not have been cheap. It's my understanding that Union Omaha and Gallup were never quite able to meet on a price. And I'm sure Gallup has expectations for the land they want to sell. They want to get fair market value. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's been my understanding. The rumblings I've heard was that the land was just too expensive for the project.
I wonder if Gallup did a poll on whether they should sell it.
Well, on that note, we're going to go to our other big story, which is the Omaha Supernovas. They're having a great season, the pro volleyball team that plays in the CHI Health Center. But there was an announcement that came out Thursday that the ownership of the Supernovas, along with some other partners from other parts of the country, have formed MLV Holdings. And MLV stands for Major League Volleyball. So we've got all these pro volleyball leagues for women's volleyball, and now it appears that this group, which said in a press release that it has more than $100 million in committed funding, is looking at launching Major League Volleyball in January of 2026. The Omaha Supernovas would be a founding team. It would feature 10 teams that would be located across the country in states like Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, Idaho, Tennessee, Florida, Ohio, Washington, all over the place. So the Supernovas would leave their current league, which is called the Pro Volleyball Federation. They'll finish this year in that league and then go into this new one. So big questions are raised with this, Trenton, and those questions are: what will this league look like? Will other teams from the Pro Volleyball Federation leave and join the Supernovas? How many women's pro volleyball leagues can America support?
And it's a relatively young, not young sport, but as far as commercializing it
as a pro league.
Yeah, as a pro league. And, you get only a lot of attention, and, hopefully they do it right, but they don't have too many leagues that it confuses people and lessens the sport. We're concerned about having 2 professional volleyball teams, women's volleyball teams in Omaha.
Yeah, and so far it seems like we're able to pull this off because just this month, the Supernovas broke their own all-time women's professional volleyball attendance record with darn near 14,000 people at the CHI Health Center. So to pull that off is crazy. Of course, we are the volleyball state. So if there is any successful Major League Volleyball presence at all, Omaha's got to be a part of it.
The last volleyball game I've been to is Nebraska Creighton, which was fun to watch. Have you been to a Supernovas game?
I have not been to a Supernovas game, but I've been to a few Husker volleyball games.
Is amazing.
And thoroughly enjoyed those.
It's the OG of volleyball.
Well, yeah, and the reason we're the volleyball state goes back to Terry Pettit and what he started with the women's volleyball team in Lincoln and built it up over the years. So this is going to be fun to see. Volleyball ranks among the top 5 most popular global sports for participation with 800 million players worldwide. So you're going to have a following there, and it's very cool. Volleyball is not the NHL or the NBA or the NFL, but it is cool that Omaha is on the ground level of a major league sports league.
And it's a great sport for young girls. It doesn't require a ton of equipment, or yes, they can travel, but it's not as expensive as a lot of sports like hockey, things like that.
Yeah, hockey's brutal as far as the expense for parents. Well, then finally, the Omaha Streetcar Authority approved 3 contracts for construction and engineering over the last week. The largest was a $26.7 million contract with Sampson Construction based in Lincoln to build the new vehicle maintenance facility. This will be east of 8th Street on the south end of Lot A of the CHI Health Center, just in the shadow of an Interstate 480 exit ramp. And this will be a very cool building. It'll have offices for the Streetcar Authority, but mostly it will be a place for storage and maintaining, fixing. Periodically these cars will need to be repaired and maintained, and that'll be their construction should start very soon. They're already doing site prep, and completion is scheduled for December of 2026.
It's gonna be cool.
Bring it on. Can't wait for that thing to open because it will fundamentally change urban Omaha for the better and really create a tremendous amount of business and real estate opportunities and a lot of fun for residents.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.